Bet365 is an A-rated book on SBR. Click on their logo to discover why.
Hi, I'm Natalie Rydstrom and welcome to Euro Football Weekly. The European leagues are sadly over for this season, but there is still money to be made, especially on the winners' market for next year. Joining us now is Richard O'Hagan, sports writer and regular contributor to SBR, to run down these odds from a betting perspective. Richard, thanks for being here.
Natalie, it's great to be here again.
Now let's start with the Bundesliga, and what's interesting is out of the four main European leagues, Bayern Munich holds very little value at 1.1 with B-Win, which is really low considering these odds have just come out. Does this offer any value, and which way do you see this line moving?
I think those odds are going to get longer, Natalie. I think that's a reflection of the amount of liquidity in the market at this early stage of the season. Of course, Bayern are very much in the forefront of everybody's minds. They won the title, they won the cup. There's an argument for saying they actually had a down season because they didn't win the Champions League as well, because they had such a great time last year. And I think that there's always a slight risk as well when you've got a team like Bayern who are providing a large chunk of a national team in a big tournament like the World Cup, that they might not start the season quite as well due to fatigue and injuries. So I'd be very cautious about backing them at that price. I do think you're going to get better money by waiting there.
Yeah, well, let's just say we're just speculating here, obviously, but, how much can you see them moving? If there was somebody who wanted to bet on Bayern Munich right now, how long would you tell them to sort of wait until they can make that bet?
I'd wait till they were above even money. I don't see any reason for them to be odds on. It's a new season, new teams, new personnel, some new managers in some cases. They're going to be much more closely challenged next season. I don't think that it's worthwhile putting money on for such a small return at this stage. You will get better value, even if they never quite drift above evens. I'd say you'll still get better value come August, September time.
Yes. Well, Bundesliga is the only actually major European team which is offering the second favourite bet of any other team, and that's at 6.5. Now, to me, that's a really good bet. But I'm feeling that the only reason the bookies are offering it at that price is that they must really think that there's no other team that will win. Do you agree with this, and does this bet hold value to you?
It does certainly hold value to me. I mean, you've got teams like Dortmund, like Leverkusen, who've been strong contenders in past seasons, and they're obviously going to want to really challenge again this year. I think if you're going to look at a team that is going to bring you value and to really challenge Bayern for the title, it's going to come from one of those two. From that point of view, being given that option of any other team at that price, that's fantastic value.
Yeah, that's exactly my thought. Well, if there is a team to contend with Bayern Munich, it's looking like it's Borussia Dortmund, who came second this year. They're priced at 7.5. And then we have a big drop to Schalke, priced at 26. So my question is Dortmund the only long shot worth considering? And would you put your money down for them to win the title next year?
I think Dortmund are a good value. They're a good team. They will be a very strong team next year. Schalke, I thought, perhaps performed a little bit above themselves this year, so they're not necessarily attracting me. But at the same time, with that any other team price of 6.5, you're only dropping off at 1 point between backing any other team and backing Dortmund. So you might as well take the any other team price and cover all your possible bets.
Yeah, and would you say right now that's the best way to play the Bundesliga futures market?
I think if you're putting a bet on now, I would get behind that price now, because that's one that's going to drop, I think, as more people realise what a great option it is, and all the while that Bayern price remains unattractively low.
Yeah, okay, wonderful. Richard O'Hagan, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome, Natalie.